Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from simpleprogrammer.com. So I got pointed to this article, which is pretty damn awesome because it's right up my alley. This guy, I'm not gonna give last names because I don't know. Some people don't like to be identified with this channel due to certain things I talk about. They don't want to know. They don't want people to know that they're simple programmers. No, I'm just kidding. Most of you are cool like that, but you never know. I don't want to get those angry emails from people like, I can't believe you said my name. My boss, my boss watched your videos and he can't believe that I watch your videos. But this one's not really that personal. Anyway, this comes from John, and thank you, John, for this article. This is a New York Times article. I'm not a big fan of New York Times usually, but this article is pretty freaking awesome. It's about how to become a superager. And I have to admit to you, when I first read this, I read this as a superager, and I was totally, I was like, ooh, click, right? Because I want to become a superager. That's what I'm about. But if I can't become a superager is actually pretty good as well. So I'm not going to go through the entire article here, but there's a few things I want to point out and I want to talk about because this is some pretty cool stuff here. Now, pop sci type of stuff, yeah, and I'm not the biggest fan of, so I don't know if how much that these experiments and data like we can really draw from it, but since it's already pre-biased to what I already believe and what I'm preaching, I'm going to go ahead and support this one, right? This is how, and that's how real scientists work anyway. Look for what already confirms your bias. That's how people work, okay? So this is what we do. I'm just admitting it. So basically this article is about this. It's about how some people, when they hit like 65 or older, some of them are experiencing mental difficulties of old age, right? But why do some people remain mentally nimble? And the author gives an example of their father-in-law, retired doctor, 83, still edits books and runs several medical websites. So that's pretty awesome, right? So what is the difference there? And here's sort of the critical part of this I think is really pretty cool here. And the big question is, how to become a superager? Which activities, if any, will increase your chance of remaining mentally sharp into old age? We're still studying this question, but our best answer at this moment is work hard at something. That's right, you lazy asses. Go watch this video about being lazy or my playlist. I probably have a playlist on working hard because working hard is critical to becoming a superager, a superager. So working hard at something. And this is where it gets interesting because I feel like this is going beyond the whole pop sci type of thing because they're actually taking it to the next level. So they say here, many labs have observed that these critical brain regions increase in activity when people perform difficult tasks. And here's another cool part, right? Whether the effort is physical or mental. Bam, man, this is what I've been saying all along, and now science is confirming it. Well, not really confirming it, but this is their best guess, right? So it doesn't matter if the effort is physical or mental, right? How do you get mentally strong? You become physically strong. If you have physical discipline, if you do hard things, if you run marathons, if you lift weights, if you strain yourself physically, if you have physical discipline, you're going to develop mental discipline and you're going to be doing hard work physically, which is going to benefit you, apparently, according to this article, right? So it doesn't matter if it's physical or mental. If you're doing both, that's probably really good, which means working hard, busting ass, right? Busting ass. You want to live a long time and not just live a long time, but become a superager where you're actually competent at an old age. This is the formula for it, right? I mean, there's always a trade-off, right? There's if you're lazy, you're going to pay the consequence. You can enjoy a short life or you can enjoy a long, hard life. What choices you have? So it says you can therefore help keep these regions thick and healthy through vigorous exercise and bouts of strenuous mental effort. Now, he says strenuous mental effort here, and we'll get to that in a second. He says, my father-in-law, for example, swims every day and plays tournament bridge. So there you go. That makes a lot of sense for this. This is the 83-year-old guy, right? So he says, though, the road to super aging is difficult, though, because these brain regions have to have another intriguing property. When they increase in activity, you tend to feel pretty bad. So this should make some of you feel a little bit better, is that, yeah, when you're working hard, it sucks. It hurts. It does feel bad. Tired, stymied, frustrated. I like that word, stymied. But, right, that's how you feel, right? When your motivation starts to leave you, right? You can watch the video on motivation or playlist or whatever. I've got a few. Think about the last time you grappled with a math problem or push yourself to your physical limits. Hard work makes you feel bad in the moment. The Marine Corps has a model that embodies this principle. Pain is weakness leaving the body. I like that one. Also, what was the other one? Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's what Marines pride themselves in. I tend to have a lot of, it's kind of interesting. I'm going to tangent here. I get a lot of emails from Marines, actually. I tend to resonate well with that. I know a lot of you are watching. You're like, yeah, I like you guys too. But maybe something about what I'm saying, I think Marines are they like freaking hard work. They like challenges. It just seems like it. Not knocking you for another branch. My dad was Air Force growing up, but I just seem to resonate with Marines because I get a disproportionate amount of emails from you Marines, and I appreciate you and thank you for your service. So he goes on to say here that that is the discomfort of exertion means you're building muscle and discipline. Like we said, superagers are like Marines. They excel at pushing past the temporary unpleasantness of intense effort. Right? Okay, these are the things. Studies suggest that the result is a more useful brain that helps maintain a sharper memory and a greater ability to pay attention. So again, a lot of you, right? I did this video on being lazy, right? And a lot of people commented and said, "Oh, well, the guy's got ADHD, and he has a real, and you're telling him to stop being lazy and whatnot." Well, you know what? One way to increase your attention span is to work hard, to stop being lazy. So it is actually a solution for that. And I've said that for a long time. Being someone who was diagnosed with ADHD, you can check out my video on ADHD and what I had to say about that, whether you should take your ADHD meds. I think YouTube isn't going to monetize that one, bastards. So he says that means the pleasant puzzles, this is another critical part, like Sudoku, are not enough to provide the benefits of super aging. They may give you super raging, though, those damn Sudoku puzzles. Neither are the popular diversions of various brain game websites. You must expend enough effort that you feel some yuck. Do it till it hurts and then a bit more. I love this. I got this article, this author, Lisa Feldman Barrett. This is good. She's a straight shooter. She's not bullshitting you, not blowing smoke up your ass. So that's the thing, right? So those doing Sudoku, doing stuff that's pleasant is not going to work, right? Just going for a walk, not enough. Going for, doing some Sudoku puzzles or challenge your brain with brain games. Obviously, you should know that that's bullshit. You should know that everything in life, that there's a principle in life, related to the reaping and sowing, but that the stuff that's good for you tastes like shit. That's my, maybe I'll have a Wikipedia article someday when I coin that law. But essentially, like, the stuff that's good for you is painful and tastes like shit, right? The things that are benefit you for the long term. So if you're having fun doing it, it may be fun, and having fun is great, right? That may replenish you in some way, but the stuff that's really, really going to benefit you is going to make you feel some yuck. I like how that's phrased. It's true, right? So, and then she goes on to say, she's just a great author here. In the United States, we are obsessed with happiness, but as people get older, research shows they cultivate happiness by avoiding unpleasant situations. This is sometimes a good idea, as when you avoid a rude neighbor. But if people consistently sidestep the discomfort of mental effort or physical exertion, this restraint can be detrimental to the brain. Trade-offs, right? This is trade-offs. This is it. You got to pay your dues. You cannot, there's no such thing as a free ride, right? If you're trying to avoid the shit that you need to do, if you're constantly trying to avoid pain, I don't know why I said pain, but if you're constantly trying to avoid pain, right? You can watch my video on pain. I'm going to point to a lot of videos here. Sorry, Rodrigo. but I think it's important. Anyway, if you're trying to avoid pain all the time, this is what's going to happen. There's going to be a trade-off for it. So stop avoiding the shit that you need to do. Stop avoiding the hard shit. Stop being afraid to feel pain. Pain is good. A little bit of yuck is good in your life, right? It not only creates a contrast, but it's going to grow you. It's going to develop you. It's going to develop your discipline. And now we know that it's going to improve your brain in old age as you become a superager. So there's a huge benefit here, right? All brain tissue gets thinner from disuse. If you don't use it, you lose it. So anyway, I think this is a great article that, at first I was like, because people send me articles all the time, but this hooked me with the Superager, and this is spot on. This is like good shit, right? This is exactly the philosophy, right? This describes it. This is kind of validation for those of you that are working hard and you're like, why am I doing all this shit? Why am I? Because you're going to live a better life in general. And, and there are these fundamental laws of nature, of the world, of the universe, that you can't escape, right? You got to stop avoiding the shit that you don't want to do. There is a reason why hard work is beneficial to you, right? Not that you have to become a workaholic and work hard all the time, but 9 or above, put in the effort and make sure that you're doing stuff that actually challenges you, even though you're going to feel a little bit of yuck, and you're going to get a huge benefit from that. Not just from the brain, but remember, financially, successfully, right? The growing as a person, all of these things are going to come from that kind of digging deep, the yuck, the stuff that doesn't taste good, but is good for you. I hope you liked this video. If you did, I have a simple request for you. If you're not a subscriber already, click that subscribe button. If you feel like this could help someone, one of the things I want to start asking you to do is to share this, because I think we're going to, the best way that we can grow, maybe I won't even say subscribe anymore. Maybe I'll just say share this video, because maybe that's a better call to action, if you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I hope you like this. I am mad at myself for saying anyway. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.